So, people, it's been 4 days since the release of the latest video. I want to say a big thank you to everybody who tuned in, everybody who checked it out, everybody who watched my recent upload. All right, my recent upload. Trigger Happy Tay and the murders of Cess and Neef, a new Chicago story. We've done 550k views in 4 days. That is pretty damn crazy. I gotta say, that is pretty damn crazy. That's pretty big. I'll be honest with you. I wasn't sure if people would be messing with this story. Now, I'm a big fan of Tay Savage. Tay Savage is a legendary figure in the Chicago streets, but he's on the rise. He's not a big artist already like Youngboy or even Quando. You know what I'm saying? Eminem. It's not always clear. Like, are people really gonna rock with this? Like, people really gonna be that interested in the Tay Savage story? But I gotta say, thank you so much to everybody that tuned in and watched the video. It's been crazy. You know what I'm saying? You guys have been loving it. The response has been overwhelming. It's been really interesting. I'll be honest, I have avoided looking at the comments ahead of this little catch up. So I genuinely haven't looked at the comments. I'm going to take a little look at them. But there's been a lot of stuff that's going on behind the scenes. Look, before the video dropped, I know that Tay Savage, he got wind of the fact that I was doing a documentary about him. So I know he was eagerly anticipating it. There was a little clip from my last stream where I reacted to Tay talking to 16 Shot about what he actually thought or what his reaction might be to the video. And I'll keep it real with you. Tay himself, he's kept quiet so far, but a lot of people surrounding Tay and a lot of people mentioned in the video have reached out. Some of them are loving it. Some of them very upset. So we're going to get into some of the threats, some of the aggression, some of the negativity that I've already had in the 4 days that this video has been released, from some of the dangerous individuals involved in this story. But first off, I think we should take a look at the people that matter the most, which is you guys, the commenters, the fans, all of that good stuff, and see what everybody had to say. So I don't know what's about to happen, people, all right? I don't know what these comments are about to say. I hope that they're overall positive, but let's have a look, man. So this is the most popular comment right now. Is this the most popular? Thought by top comments? Yeah. Oh, man. Those interviews with Tay really make me wonder what life would have been if he'd been anywhere else. He seems more thoughtful than most, like it really was all about survival. Now, that's interesting. So one of the comments, or one of the things that kind of comes up as a theme in my videos quite often, take these cans off, is like, you know, the idea of people that have to kill to survive. You know, the idea that, like, we're talking about young men who have been placed in some of the most dangerous and difficult scenarios that society really has to offer. Look, I can't lie. People want to act like, oh, you shouldn't do videos about this stuff. You don't know what it's like to grow up in Chirac. Yeah, I don't. Fair enough. Like, I'm a documentarian. Like, I don't expect Tay to know how to do what I do the same way you can't expect me to know exactly what Tay went through. But I'm trying to gain an understanding. I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to put myself in his shoes. I'm trying to learn everything that there is to learn about the topic to kind of to gain a greater understanding of the situation. And I got to say, Tay is definitely more thoughtful than most people that you see in this scenario. The fact that he's now out pushing peace, he beat his cases, and, like, let's be real, the alleged murders that he was accused of being involved in, you know, they weren't, it was so personal. You know, the situation that he was placed in, I say this at the very end of the documentary, if you don't remember this, I have a sort of thoughtful outro where I sort of explain, like, you know, what would the average person do if they were in Tay's shoes? What would you do? You know, what sort of situations do you think you would be dealing with if you were in the same situations? Like, I do this whole breakdown here. Crime drama, Tay's enemies are about killing him. But either way, the lyrics provide the fans with a real-life true crime drama to follow along. And it's not just this sick fascination that drill and crime fans have with people who are really doing what they're rapping about, but in many ways, Tay Savage's story represents something much bigger. The story of somebody coming from one of the harshest backgrounds. Someone who was born into the cycle of poverty and violence that places many young men into kill or be killed scenarios. While Tay Savage was found not guilty of 2 of his murder charges, the general consensus online and from Tay's own demeanor in interviews is that he probably had something to do with them. Allegedly. There's been many rappers over. Check that, alleged. That's a heavy allegedly, you know what I'm saying? But look, at the same time, like, you can't say that I'm somehow defaming him when I'm saying that based on the things other people are saying online, right? you can't deny that people go around saying, whether it's J Main or commenters on Reddit, you can't deny, you can't say, it's not like it's a falsehood to say people don't say that Tay was involved in these murders. Like, he was accused of, that's not a lie. If I jumped out the window and said Tay did that shit 100%, which is what J Main did, that'd be a different story. But as I say, as I am trying to summarize in this thing, he was placed in kill or be killed situations, and ultimately, you know what I'm saying, he wasn't accused, he wasn't convicted of the murders. He did what he had to do to get where he had to be in life and where he is now. And ultimately, in a way, if looking back on all the situations that he was being in, he in many ways made sort of like the moves that were right for him and the moves that he had to. And the fact that he's out here now pushing positivity, I think that's the best thing that he could possibly be doing. Is that he probably had something to do with them. Allegedly. There's been many rappers over the years who have become popular off the back of their rumored involvement in deadly violence. But there's something about Tay's story that's different. It's the quintessential revenge story that makes the fans ask themselves, if they were in Tay's shoes, if their friend Welch got killed trying to get back for you getting shot, would you seek revenge for him? Now, I'm in no means saying the murders of Cess, Neef, or anybody else involved in the low-end gang war are justified. This cycle of violence needs to stop. But it's impossible to hear Tay's story and not put yourself in his shoes. And they don't want to talk about Big Trap Law Ross talking about the violence needs to stop at 2 hours 25. They don't want to talk about that. The murders of Cess, Neef, or anybody else involved in the low-end gang war are justified. This cycle of violence needs to stop. But it's impossible to hear Tay's story and not put yourself in his shoes and imagine how you might have responded to being in some of the same circumstances he was placed in. Would you have become a savage and taken revenge, or would you have taken a different path? Many people like to fantasize about and think that's what they would have done, but very few people can really call themselves a savage. Most people in Tay's situation might not have beaten their murder cases, and if he didn't get not guilty verdicts, he would have been just another killer serving life in the Chicago prison system. But just, you gotta listen carefully to the language that I'm using here, okay? I'm bobbing and weaving, okay? I ain't never say that Tay definitely did it. He might not have done it. Blasian Dole says he didn't do it. Anyway, I kind of went overboard in reacting to that comment, but it's really interesting. It does make you think. You're like, Tay Savage has been more thoughtful than most other people that you see in these situations. He's really not out here stoking the beef. He's, you know what I'm saying? He's in his songs. He's doing a few little cheeky bars about the situations, but at the same time, his actual demeanor is on some positivity. Anyway, I don't condone what Tay Savage did in his past, but his ability to squash beef and let shit go to be cordial with his enemies is something we really don't see in Chirac. That's facts. And these are the point. Like, this is the point. This is why the Tay Savage story is so interesting, because he is different. Like, the situations that he's been through like the most Chicago drill situation, being accused of a double murder that's revenge for his best friend that got killed. That is the quintessential Chicago revenge story. Now, his alleged involvement in those murders, he was proven innocent by a jury of his peers. However, the fact that he went through that situation and navigated it and got out in 8.5 years and is actually out here now pushing peace and positivity, now that is a rare gem that you do not see in Chicago history. And I think in a lot of ways that's why this is an important story to highlight. Shout out this guy, I already liked this one, massaging my ego low-key. TLR, you've solidified your place in not only YouTube, but this hip-hop reporting genre. You've earned it, and my respect. I appreciate you. You deserve your own show, and I'm also proud of how you handled Sharp. I don't even know if that's a slur or something. Sharp and whatever someone's name was, you truly made them look like fools. Hey, listen, Sharp, we pushing peace, not beef over here, okay? Tay seems so quiet and humble, it's hard for me to believe such an innocent face is capable of taking a life. Allegedly. Great work as always. This history lesson gives us the backdrop of how these areas were corrupted and the fallout. Crazy how a small shift created an entire generation of degenerates. Now, I appreciate that. I did see the odd comment talking about in my notifications, talking about like how I go through and give you the history. Okay, I go through and give you the full history of why things are the way they are. And this is the thing, look, you know what I'm saying? Look, let me get on my big act shit right now, okay? My big TLR shit. But I don't feel like I get the respect I deserve when it comes to actually, like, people are like, oh, you do these irresponsible videos about gang violence and you're celebrating and glorifying the situations that these gangsters rap about. Well, one, the music is the thing that's glorifying the murders most. What I'm doing, if you actually sit down and listen, if you actually sit down and open your eyeballs for a second, I'm talking about Jim Crow laws. I'm talking about the reasons and the institutional, what's the best word to put it? Like, not inefficiencies, but like the institutional decisions that whether intentionally or otherwise created the circumstances for someone like Tay Savage or the Chirac culture to exist in the first place. All right, I don't know why this is going all weird on me. Why can't it just be centered? That'd be nice. Theater. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Look, I'm giving the history of the people, the projects where all of these gangbang and murders took place. I'm telling you who these projects are named after, the inspirational individuals who these projects were actually named after. I'm giving you the race riots that created the kind of the underlying tensions in the community. You know, the cultural racism, things like the birth of a nation that created this like culture of, you know, hating black people within the community during these times. What led to the low end, the conflict, the destruction, the creation of all of these housing projects that crammed all of these black people that had moved from other states into the same place to the point where they're all on top of each other, and it creates a no-go zone that the police and even the pizza delivery drivers don't want to go into. You know what I'm saying? And then the government comes through and knocks down all the projects and displaces everybody once again. All right, and that's what creates a savage. Okay, come on, man. Give me my respect. Like, I'm actually out here giving the full blown history. I'm talking about like the conservative vice lords, the actual like the gangs that Tay Savage was growing up around, as to become a product of his environment, the actual environment that he became a product of. This isn't just like, yeah, like this person got smoked and he got revenge, he got get back. Yeah, this person got get back for his friend that was killed. No, man, I'm actually going in. All right. I'm actually going in. I'm giving you a history lesson, okay? I'm giving you a responsible history lesson. You got to watch damn near 25 minutes. You got to watch damn near, what is it? Like 20... It's a good 21 minutes of actual Chicago and like socio-economic history before you start seeing bodies, okay? Come on, man. Give me my respect. But no, they be giving me my respect, bro, and I appreciate it. But anyway, what else? Tay seems so quiet and humble, it's hard for me to believe such an innocent face is capable of taking a life. Well, allegedly. Great work as always. The history lesson, that's what the one I read. Boy, tell me Ross don't know how to make your day. I love the day Ross drops, especially on a work day. I appreciate you. I like how you give the backstory and history to the areas you cover that these boys rotate in. Real informative. That's the key. Shout out to you for showing the truth about Chicago's racist history. Look, I'm not the savior of anyone, okay? I'm just trying to say, like, I'm for my own learning. I just want to understand, okay, Tay Savage from the low end. Okay, he's been in this situation. He was accused of murders. What got him, like, I'm just trying to trace back the history. Like, okay, well, where's he from? Why would people in this area be murdering each other? Why would people in this area be in so many difficult situations? Like, who's actually responsible for this? Like, how did things get so bad? Like, how did these people even get here to begin with? You know what I mean? Like, how did these neighborhoods become populated? Like, these are the questions that I actually want to answer. Like, when people comment and they hate on me and shit, and it's like, oh, Traplaw Ross, we're doing this and that. Like, settle that aside. Like, I genuinely want to know, like, why is Chicago so dangerous? Like, why? Like, what happened? Like, why? I actually want to know. No matter what anyone says or how they feel about you and the content you've chosen to cover, there's plenty more who support you and love what you're putting out. Appreciate that. Bro, I'm a middle-aged black guy from the city of Chicago who was born and raised in the Robert Taylor homes. Your stories and documentaries just really hit a chord for me. Great job again. You need an award for your awesome journalism. God damn, it's a goddamn Traplaw Ross love fest in here. We might have to scroll to the bottom and see some hate comments because these are overwhelmingly positive and I'm very grateful for it. Love how you included the beginning. These are just the top comments, all right? So, like, this ain't even me. I ain't even cherry pick these comments on some Kim Jong-un shit, okay? Love how you included at the beginning about the history of the neighborhood and the racial socioeconomic elements that lead up to a story like this. Definitely helps paint a more accurate picture. You've truly progressed to journalism from YouTuber. Love it, bro. Appreciate that, all right? This is a long one. Traplaw Ross has become my absolute go-to on YouTube. As a seasoned hip-hop enthusiast, Ross effortlessly bridges the generational gap, keeping me in the loop with the vibrant pulse of today's hip-hop culture. Damn, this is a fire comment. Thanks to his dedication, I've discovered and embraced a myriad of artists I might have overlooked otherwise. Ross's work is like a musical adventure that expands my playlist in the best way possible. Thanks, homie. Damn. Bro, I'm gassed. I'm geeked off these comments, bro. Another bro. I need to calm down. I need to get humbled by a few bad comments. Like I'll change the ordering in a minute, and I'll get humbled because you know what I'm saying. I'm getting my ego rubbed. I'm You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling myself after these comments, man. Another well done classic. Happy holidays, Trap Law Ross. You've come a long way from the 10-minute videos with slick jokes and funny moments. I have. Thank you. Love and appreciate the information you give in the beginning as well. Keep it going and happy holidays, my boy. The fact that you're out here making multiple video documentaries all in one shot is amazing, man. The work you do is too good. I wouldn't be surprised to see you move on to Netflix and other streaming services. So maybe one day we'll get there. You got the same quality as a AAA movie. Thanks for doing this. You are amazing. Oh my God, I'm getting gassed. I'm actually getting gassed. Somebody at this point should just fund this man. Constant doc, videos, no gaps in research. Someone does need to fund me. I'm not gonna cap. I'd be making a loss on a lot of this shit, to be honest with you. This year has been a financial roller coaster. I've been making losses certain months. If I can get a video out every month, I'll stop making losses. But it's like I'll lose out and then I'll kind of make some of it back. But bruh, someone should fund this man. I ain't gonna cap. These are very expensive. I got a lot of payroll to pay. R.I.P. Welch, R.I.P. Lil Tim, R.I.P. Walt, R.I.P. Lil Dude. Shout out to Tay. He's making a difference and on his way to being great for sure. All right, I'll read one more comment that's positive, and then I'll move on. As a black man, I just want to tell you I appreciate you putting some of our history in there. Further explains why things the way they currently are. Also, sadly, watching this is going to be some of the only time our young brothers get some black history. Damn, now look. I never thought about it that way, to be honest with you. And I have said this to people almost in a joking way before, of like, people are like, you make these videos about these bodies and you glorify the murder. And I'm like, you know what it is? I feel like I'm a finesser. I feel like I catfish people into the videos with like, I feel like I be catfishing people into the videos with, oh, come on, Ali Abdul. I feel like I catfish people into the videos with like the promise of like bodies and murder and all this shit. And then when you actually get into the video, I hit you with the bait and switch with a goddamn history lesson. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, oh yeah, real killer or fake gangster. Oh, whoops. Oh, wait, where is it? Oh, I just hit you with a Louisiana history lesson on the history of slavery in the South. Oh my God. I just finessed you. You thought you were going to get real killer. You thought you were getting drillings, big 4K trade, big slime shit. You're about to learn about the Louisiana State Sovereignty Commission. You know what I'm saying? State agency, government agency established to combat desegregation. All right? You know what I'm saying? Listen. Yeah, post-racial integration. You got to learn about the fuck shit that was going on in the South. You actually learn why things are the way they are. Oh my God, you've been bait and switched. It ain't all about the bodies after all. Anyway, let's get back to Tamer as a gang. After all of this ego rubbing, it's time for Ross to get humbled. It's time for me to get humbled. So let's sort by newest. Let's get humbled. So a lot of this still seems positive, to be honest. He needs to repent. This life is short. All of us will have to meet God soon. Get your souls right. Grace periods, giving for a reason. Any moment, the spirit can leave the body. Once the spirit leaves, your trial will begin. Everything you've ever done in life will be revealed. Repent. That's deep, man. That's deep. No trap. Don't do that. Tay has changed, man. J-Main. What's disturbing is to be a serial killer / shooter and have fans cheering you're on your way to greatness. Just wow. Okay. This guy said a bunch of made up shit about racism, but the rest is good. Don't think so, mate. Don't think so. See, look, I'll be honest, man. This is the difficult stuff I have when I read the comments. It's like there is a lot of race. What's the best way to describe it? Like very tense racial discourse in the chat that it's like it's hard for me to really even agree with or like navigate. I'm just trying to like learn the history of why things the way they are. Some people, they want to say this person's saying black folk lost. You know, the reason these kids are all territorial about blocks that the government own, the reason that they don't realize that they jumped in too deep until all their friends are gone, it's because how they had an agenda to throw our daddies and granddaddies in jail or make them unfit by turning them into addicts. These are kids, but to the other races, we're Marvel DC characters where people can't even pronounce your name, trying to make a living telling your story. Vultures, that's me they're talking about. Pray for them kids. Fathers, teach your boys the world is bigger than the hood, because you lose when you die young. RIP to all the misguided youth. It's like, this is like a shit sandwich, this comment. It's like, I'm agree, disagree. It's like, I try and make it clear in the documentary, like, okay, well, here are some reasons why things are the way they are. And like, you know what I'm saying? I think, is there an agenda to throw black people's daddies and granddaddies in jail. Maybe there is. You know, there's definitely like systemic problems that are kind of creating these circumstances where black people are disadvantaged and being placed in these kill or be killed, you know what I'm saying, steal a loaf of bread to feed your family type situations that ultimately lead to them being criminalized in some situations, especially in some of the areas that we're talking about in this. But then it's sort of saying to the other races, they're Marvel DC characters where people who can't even pronounce your name make a living telling your story. That's describing me. Now, again, I don't think I paint Tay as like a Marvel DC character. Maybe I pronounce names wrong. I'm from England. But it's kind of like, I'm trying to put the positive spin. Like, I'm trying to be the relief. I'm trying to be the antidote to the toxic drill culture that's kind of like pervading, you know, music culture, internet culture. I'm trying to give like a little bit more of a deeper history behind why things are the way they are. But, you know what I'm saying? Look, when we dive in these comments unfiltered, man, we get a lot of interesting stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'd agree with some of that. I'd disagree with other parts of that. The one that I see a lot that I think is very offensive is where they say, oh, certain types of people are a certain type of way and we can't help them. Now, that I very much disagree with. And unfortunately, I do see that a lot. You know, people saying no leadership in the community. A certain rapper's folks is distorting the history of the disciples for their own socio-economic, educational, political opportunities of their own community. I'm saying I don't know. So, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to really decipher everything that's going on. Great work on the research. Amazing. They love our culture. Interesting. Nothing like converting to Islam and then promoting gang violence. Hey, listen, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people be converting to Islam, but they still be living bad. You know what I'm saying? But it's a journey, man. It's a journey. This one's saying, you know what I'm saying, people accusing Tay of snitching. There's a lot going on, man. This is like, sounds like it was written by J Main. What are you talking about, rapper turned serial entrepreneur? Saying funny shit about J Main? You over whooping right now. Bro. Very wrong on the first line. Rap started in New York, dum-dum. Oh, well, you didn't listen. I'm talking about a gangster rap. Not rap. I'm talking about gangster rap, which started in LA. Schoolie D. Do your schoolwork, okay? Go and do your schoolwork on Schoolie D. There's a buzzing behind your mic every time you talk. That sounds like Cap. Is that true? I never heard that. Consolidating as a complex criminal enterprise, running protection rackets, and murdering business owners who refuse to be extorted. One of the Vice Lord's leaders, Bobby Gore, would ultimately end up being... Maybe there is. Maybe a little buzz. I don't know. Whatever, man. We're going to have to fix... Oh, shit. You know what I'm saying? Comments like this, that's not my favorite. But, you know what I'm saying? People... They're saying the disclaimer spells my name right all the way through. Didn't proofread it. God damn it. God damn it. I paid a lawyer to write that fucking thing. And they didn't even write it. They do Trap Loss Ross. Damn, they did Trap Loss Ross. Oh, I hate this. I hate this. God damn lawyers. The amount they were paid to write that thing. Educational. Right. Oh, well, I'm not working with certain people anymore. Anyway, moving on. Moving on, man. Now it's time to talk about the real meat and potatoes, because that's the comments. That's just the comments. That's just what people thought of the video. There was some controversy. There was some drama. Now, I don't know if I should show... I don't think it's respectful to show the exact DMs that were sent to me by certain people. But a few people did reach out. Not happy. A few people did reach out. The main one that reached out, Sess's sister, did reach out. Wasn't happy about the documentary. They reached out and said they were upset. The way that they put it, this is the funny thing that happens is people kind of reach out almost like looking for money. Now the video is covered by fair use. You know what I mean? It's fair use. This is a journalistic piece. We're taking a broad overview and reacting and transforming any piece of detail related to this story. We're trying to give people a full, honest, and open understanding of everything that happened. Okay? I'm providing critique and analysis to the clips that are included in the video. But Sess's sister reached out. She was upset. She said, how are you using my face and my name and my personal videos for a documentary? You haven't even compensated me. And she said, this is a video from my camera on my YouTube page, from my camera that's in my possession. So I took that clip out. Took the clip out. You know, fine, I won't use your clip. The clip's been in a bunch of other documentaries. But yeah, Cess's sister reached out. She tried to press me, so I removed a clip that related to her, even though it's been included in loads of other places. She said, "You're putting my life in danger by putting this clip out there." But then she also said that the picture is from my own public YouTube page where I've uploaded that same clip publicly. So you're publicly uploading a clip for the whole world to see about your gangster sister, but then in the other side, you're pressing me and telling me that, like, I'm disrespecting you. She didn't say I disrespected her, to be fair. But she said that I've put her in danger and I shouldn't have used that clip. So I took the clip out. But you know what I'm saying? That was difficult. You know what I'm saying? I'll be honest. Like, I'm sure there's not really any way for Cess's sister to feel happy about what happened. You know what I mean? And I understand and I sympathize. You know, I got no disrespect or hate towards her. But at the same time, you know, as I said to her, I said, you know, I'm really sorry about everything that happened, but this is a you know, a major story. A lot of people have covered this. A lot of different journalists have covered this from all over the world and spoken about this story, and this is a real thing that happened. You know, it's public record, and I really didn't mean any disrespect by it. But you know what I'm saying? She wasn't feeling that, so that was difficult. I had another person reach out. I won't say specifically who it was, but they were upset that they were one of the individuals involved in the story who was involved in one of the cases that was mentioned in the story. He'd caught a case, and I mentioned him, and he was upset. He mainly was upset that I'd used what's it called? He was upset that I'd used, like, a picture of him and his name and, like, mentioned one of the cases that he was involved in. And he did send me a message. He was talking about he sent me a message talking about, like, yo, I'm not involved in any kind of gang activity, and then, like, the name of his gang is in his bio on Instagram. So that was a weird one. So I trimmed that bit out. They weren't feeling that. But again, it was like, he was asking me to put his Instagram handle in the video, and it was all a bit weird. So there was that. Somebody else reached out who I mentioned in the story. It was a weird one because I just mentioned that they were involved. They had been brought up in some paperwork, and then they sent me a message talking about, that's the message from the thumbnail of this clip, talking about where is it? Talking about, boy, if you don't take me off that blog, bitch ass N-word. So I took him off the blog. I removed that clip as well. Now, one of the other people who got in touch, who was quite upset with me at first, was videographer D Gaines, infamous videographer D Gaines, who is mentioned a few times in the story as sort of like almost like a connector figure between a lot of the, like, major figures that are mentioned in this story. Let me see if I can find it. Found it. Oh, the 2.5 hour video, you know what I'm saying? It's difficult to navigate exactly. But anyway, videographer D Gaines, infamous for his role as almost like a connecting figure in the Chicago drill scene. He essentially hit me up. He didn't like something I said about his brother that was in the documentary. Trimmed that out. You know what I'm saying? Fair enough. He didn't like the way that I'd phrased it. I feel like I probably could have phrased it better. But at the end of the day, here he is, Big D Gaines. He's in the documentary. I'm talking about him and all the, like, sort of role that he played. But there's something in there that he wasn't really feeling. I respected it. I definitely could have worded it better. But so I removed something that he didn't like. And me and him kind of squashed it. We're gonna do an interview hopefully in a few days' time. Because this is a legendary guy, man. D Gaines. He's produced some of the most major documentaries in the scene. Play this. F. Dot and Chopper Dagoon, videographer D. Gaines, who would later play a pivotal role in capturing some of the biggest moments in the Chicago drill movement, shooting music videos for many of the biggest rappers and songs in drill history, including many of Chief Keef's biggest songs, such as the video for the breakthrough hits I Don't Like and Love Sosa. He also did the video for Lil Durk's classic drill anthem, L's Anthem, and the song Right Here, which was Durk's first single after getting released from prison in 2012. And D Gaines is a legend. He would also record the video for FBG Duck's classic track, Hell Yeah. He did some of the biggest videos, so he didn't like some of the stuff that I said, and I agreed. I could have worded things a bit better. And you know what I'm saying, he wasn't fucking with it. So that was kind of that's at the moment, that was the laundry list of people who were upset with the way that I handled things in the documentary. I did trim out a few parts to, you know what I'm saying, to pay respects or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? There were a few little mistakes in the video. I got to throw my hands up and admit that. One of the mistakes that somebody pointed out to me was apparently I put the wrong names of some of the members of Bricky Gang in the late part of the video. Not the wrong names, the wrong pictures, which is frustrating because I gave the job to one of my team. Said, can you find a picture of each of the members of Bricky Gang for me? And they did it, and I didn't check it. It's difficult, man, because it's like when you're working with people, like at the moment I'm working with 2 researchers. It's like I can't do everything. Like I can't write the next story and oversee the previous story and, you know, manage the influx of threats and inquiries and messages that I get from people, and I just can't do it all. So I need people on my team to help me with it. But my team's very good. I'm definitely not throwing my team under the bus, but there's always some shit that goes wrong, man. Fucking disclaimer spelt my name wrong. That's embarrassing. You know what I mean? Like, how are people not seeing this shit? So I don't know, but like I feel like we do a lot to turn around a 2.5-hour documentary in like just over a month. Is a hard feat, but unfortunately we did get a couple of things wrong. Spelt a few things wrong, put in a few wrong pictures. I phrased a few things in a way that I could have phrased better, and it's just a small L, man. But that said, you know, some people were feeling the video. I know Buki the G was fucking with the documentary. You know, I appreciate him. You know, he's one of the people that's collaborated with Tay, sort of as a fellow kind of low-end legend. But I haven't heard from Tay yet, so you know what I'm saying? We're waiting to hear from Tay. I might drop him a DM in the next few days and see what he's got to say, and all of that stuff, man. So we'll see, man. We'll see. It's honestly, I just want to say, like, just how much I appreciate people. How much I appreciate people for watching the videos, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a hard job. Like, I'm really just trying to make like the best documentaries that I can about the stories that I personally think are the most important hip hop stories and the most important people that have come through and are making a mark on the culture, you know. And I think Tay Savage is one of those people. I think he's just gearing up. I think his music's incredibly good. His new song is fire. He just dropped a new track, and I've been absolutely bumping this track on repeat. Oh, and here it is. It's as if YouTube was somehow listening to me. Tay Savage's new song, Tay Savage and Trigger 500K, Clear in the Air. This is an absolute banger of a song. You need to go and check this one. It's absolute flames. And, you know what I'm saying? Go and support Tay Savage, man. He's doing his thing. He's pushing peace, pushing positivity. And, you know what I'm saying? I think that he is going to be one of the biggest people in drill in the years going forward. I think he just needs a good project. Keeps pushing, doing all of that good stuff. But anyway, that is it. I know there's a lot of comments flying in, but that's all I've got to say on this topic for now.